Hey guys, Cody Goody with Pedestal Taxidermy. Today I'm going to show you the skinning method on a shoulder mount or a pedestal mount animal. This is the same skinning method that you'll use on any animal, whether it's a bighorn sheep or a mountain goat, to your moose, elk, antelope, and coos deer. It's the incisions you'll make. You'll make the back cut, the belly cut, then the leg cuts. That's the 3 incisions you need to skin for a shoulder mount or pedestal mount. I hope this helps. Okay, so the first incision you're going to make on your shoulder mount animal is the leg cuts. The easiest way to remove these front legs is where this leg bends at that elbow joint. You just take your knife and cut it in at that joint, right where that leg bends. And you'll just make a cut all the way around. And you'll find that where that joint connects, comes together. And you just break that joint to remove the front leg. And you do the same thing on both front legs. Okay, so after you have removed the front legs, you want to take your knife and just go in on the back side of the leg here and open it up just a little bit. You want to stop about middle of the leg. You don't want to go too deep in that elbow. This is the method to tube skin the front legs. There's also a method to open it all the way up. I typically tube the front legs like this. It just makes it a little easier when you mount the animal. You have all this intact. You're not opening that up too far. Okay, so yeah, after you have removed the front legs and opened that front leg skin, like I've done here, your next cut is what I call the belly cut. I say typically go at least 1 hand width behind the front shoulder. That's enough for a shoulder mount. The further back you go, the better. You can bring the whole skin in. That's perfectly fine, and I can remove what I don't need. But I always recommend at least 1 hand width behind that front shoulder. And I will make that belly cut now. Okay, and that's the belly cut. Like I said, just try to make as straight a line as you can all the way around. This cut doesn't have to be as clean as, say, the back cut that I'll show you next. But yeah, you just want to go all the way around and at least 1 hand width behind that front shoulder. But the further back you go, the better. So the next cut we'll make is the back cut. What you want to do is you want to poke in at the base of this skull and run your knife straight all the way down, connecting it to that belly cut that we made. You want to cut from underneath. You want to poke in and cut from underneath and go straight continuously through to avoid cutting hair. And when you go in, you want to make it a straight line. What I see a lot when people cape their own animals is they'll bring it in and they'll start going and the knife will pop out and they'll start again and it's a jagged line all the way down. You want to make this line as straight and as clean as possible. So if you poke it in, cut from underneath all the way through with the grain of the hair, you'll avoid cutting the hair. And yeah, it's your cleanest cut for your cleanest stitch line. So yeah, you want to poke in at the base of that skull and just make it one straight continuous cut all the way through to that belly cut. And there you have your back cut. Like I said, the goal with this is to keep one straight continuous line all the way through. Next, what you want to do is I'll skin this down to the head. Once I get to the head, I'll show you how to remove the head. I'll speed through this part, so you can kind of see what I'm doing, but we don't need to take the time to watch the whole thing. So you want to start at your belly cut and just start skinning away. Okay, so once you've skinned it down to this point, if you're not confident enough to do this cut that I'm about to show you, you can always just cut it off here. Anywhere in the neck, you can cut that head off and take it in just like this to your taxidermist. But I'm going to show you how to remove the head at the base of this skull. So what you want to do is find that base of that skull and just put your knife right in there, right at the base of that skull where that vertebrae connects to the spine. And you want to make a deep cut all the way to the spine. Okay. And then you want to turn as you're going. Then you want to cut through the throat here and poke all the way through to that vertebrae on the other side, okay? And then once you get there, just disconnect all that meat and it should just pop right off. Okay, and just like that, that's how you disconnect the skull. That's the same on any animal, a giant elk, giant moose, antelope, or coos deer. You can cut them off right at the base of that skull, just like I showed you there. All right, and there you have it. That is how you shoulder mount skin an animal, any animal, from your biggest moose to your smallest coos deer. It's the same on all of them. If you're not confident doing this process, just take it to your taxidermist, let your taxidermist skin it. But yeah, really quick, a couple things I want to just mention. Always remember at least one hand width behind that front shoulder as you cape. The further back you go, the better. When you cape them, always stay out of the brisket and the armpit area. If you tube skin the legs like I did, you avoid that whole mess. That's the way that I recommend to do it. Tube skin those legs like I showed you. And then the one last thing is slitting the throat. Something I see very common is people will slit the throat on their downed animal. Do not slit the throat on your downed animal. If you're wanting to do a mount on your animal, the worst thing you can do is slit its throat. I see it very commonly, and I just want to tell you, you don't need to do that. Especially if you're going to mount it, do not slit the throat. I'm Cody Goody with Wild Taxidermy. I hope this video helped. Can't wait to see ya.